Stone-baked bread is bread baked on a hot stone in the oven like this. I'm talking about pizzas, baguettes, sourdough loaves as examples, but you already knew that because I told you 4 years ago in video 69. Don't look it up. It's awful. Roll that theme tune. Hey home bakers, if you get your Home Bakers Bulletin email for free every single week from me containing all my content from the week, you would have seen an article on the 10 most important pieces of kit you need in your kitchen to start making bread at home. I'll link it up underneath, but for those of you who can't bother to read it, let's just list it off really fast, shall we? Scales, dough scrapers, mixing bowls and jugs, trays and tins, the all-important parchment paper, proving cloths, bread knife, that's very important, a book, there is this one that I wrote, small serrated knives, and finally, notepad and pencil. Next week we are stone baking a bloomer from start to finish on the channel because I thought you might like it. And this week I want to talk about 5 pieces of kit in addition to those other things when you're making the upgrade to stone baked bread at home. Let's go. First up is the stone itself, and it might sound obvious, but a lot of people say to me, how can I stone bake a baguette without a stone? You can't. Get a stone. The essence of the baguette is in the stone. Get a stone. Firstly, round ones are totally pointless. Ideally, get one that fits your oven shelf. On a round one, you can fit a pizza on it, the size of the round one. That's it. With a big rectangular one that fits exactly on your shelf, you've got room to maneuver, to shift the baguettes around, to move sourdough loaves, to upgrade from pizza, to do whatever you want, ciabattas, whatever. This one is made out of corduroy, which I believe is pretty standard. I have a granite one, which is even heavier than this one, and I have a steel, which is made out of steel, which is even heavier than that. Somebody sent me that once. That wasn't personal choice. In my mind, the heavier it is, the better it holds the heat, but also the longer it takes to heat up and to cool down. That's why I use these ones. It takes half an hour to heat up and it cools down pretty quickly. Granite takes ages to cool and the steel probably takes a decent hour to heat up properly. I choose mine for practicality and that's why I use a corduroy one. At home, I have a granite one. It just lives in the oven forever. Really, I don't have a preference. Hot and heavy. That's the idea. In order to get your bread dough onto this stone, you need something to slide it off of, and that's what a peel is for. You've probably seen them looking like this before. Peels are pieces of wood. I use this one for round loaves that are quite large and also pizzas because of the large surface area. I like peels, so I have different peels for different jobs because I feel like it's practical. For example, like you saw in that baguette video, if I line up my baguettes on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and try and shimmy them in the oven all at once, if one of them gets stuck, I'm going to shimmy this and probably wreck that one that's stuck on there in an attempt to get the others off and probably wreck those too. For that task, I have a set of 4 baguette peels like this in my drawer. They're compact, they're easy to fit in my drawer, and they're very, very pleasing. And loading baguettes in one by one is actually a really, really nice job. You can get these at bakewithjack.co.uk if you want to. You don't have to, you can use one peel for everything, but I like different peels for different jobs because I just like them, that's all. I also have wider ones for sourdough long loaves, for example. If you don't have one or don't want to get one, you can use an upturned baking tray or a sheet pan for those of you in America. Is that what it's called? This is like a biscuit tray with a lip on the side and you can just slide everything straight on the edge. You don't even need to upturn it. Maybe we need a video in future about kits you can use when you don't have the proper stuff. The sides of those thin wooden vegetable boxes from the market work really well, and I used those for years before I had my own ones properly made, and they still hold a special place in my heart. If the purpose of stone baking is to bake a loaf or a baguette bare to the wind with no support whatsoever, there's no tin sides, no tray, no nothing, then oftentimes your bread will need support during its final puff. A couche cloth is a heavy linen cloth that you can buy to do this job, but I don't have one to show you because I don't really feel like it's necessary when I'm just baking at home for my family. Instead, I like to pleat a Bake with Jack proving cloth and snuggle my baguettes in between. These are perfect for those small batches that I like to knock out at home every once in a while, and for something bigger, for bigger loaves and sourdoughs, you're going to need a banneton basket. These serve the same purpose, supporting the loaf in its final puff. Imagine to yourself, if you just made your sourdough and shaped it up and then just left it on the side to prove up, or on a tray or something, it's likely going to want to spread out flat and Also, it's going to stick to your table. Support is one reason we use these, and secondly, and equally as important, is the fact that these are breathable. They allow your dough to dry out, creating that outside dry surface, which is perfect for slicing with your grignette before baking. And it's the skin that we've created that stops our dough from sticking to our peel. In next week's stone baked yeasted bloomer video, I'm going to prove it up on the side, on the dusted table, because I've made the dough in such a way that I can get away with that sort of thing. Yeah? Yeah. For the pre-puff slash, you can get away with using a serrated knife to score your bread dough. But when we're stone baking, we're scoring the bread dough after it's puffed up before it hits the oven when it is delicate. And for that task, you really need some sort of grignette. You can get a grignette like this, or a lame, or a lame, I believe it's called, I don't know. Either way, the principle is the same. It's a super sharp razor blade on a handle of some description. This is the one that we have in the Bake with Jack online shop, but there are loads available in all different shapes and sizes and made out of all different things that you just might find the right one for you. It's a super sharp razor for a swift slash with no snag or drag to perform those perfect precision incisions on the top of your dough, carving in whatever beautiful designs that you fancy. At that stage, when your dough is delicate, a knife is just too clumsy. I'm sure you know by now that baking bread with steam is essential. I use it for pretty much everything apart from pizzas, because that would be weird. Steam creates a crispy crust, brings a lovely golden color, and also encourages the loaf or baguettes to puff up as big as they possibly can before the crust sets a shape on the outside. So everything you're using for steam, use for steam when you're stone baking bread. It's even more beneficial. If you're doing a hot tray underneath and a kettle of water, do that. If you're using the spritzer gun like this, then use that. If you're doing the motorbike chain and lava rock thing, that's a bit weird, but whatever floats your boat. Use whatever you got to make maximum steam in your oven at home for the best stone baked bread. I never consider stone baking to be a faff. We did it in the baguette video, and hopefully you saw just how easy it is. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I get better and more consistent results while steam baking than I do while proving up and baking on the same tray, like we all discovered in video 175. And yes, for those of you asking, there is a whole dedicated chapter to stone baked breads in my book, Bread Every Day, available from all good bookshops, and I'll link it up underneath. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next week for that stone baked yeasted bloomer recipe video, what I need to find a better name for. See you soon. Bye-bye.